kind of newish thing is that quadratic formula has to be in everything in a row equaling 0. So if you had dived into this problem and started doing it with 1 and 3 and negative 14, you would have gotten the wrong answer because I need to get that 5 to the other side. So we're going to rock and roll with this. If you wait. So let's do it this first one together, and then I'll have you try the next one on your own. Are you guys ready? Let's do this. So the first thing that I'm going to do before I even start is I'm going to add this 5 to both sides. I don't know why that red line is there, but it just is. So here's what I've got. R squared plus 3r minus 9 equals 0. Now, something I saw in period A, I saw some kids who rushed and they did not do this goofy thing off to the side. I swear to God, I don't tell you stuff that's not valuable, right? So what happened was this guy was doing this problem. Well, he forgot the negative on the 9 the whole way through, and he got the answer wrong. So my advice is, no lie, put this here, because it looks like there's nothing there, but we know there's always that hidden 1. So 1, 3, negative 9. You know what? Once you do that, none of this matters anymore. I can ignore all this. This is all I care about now. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's see, I'll even write down here, 1, 3, and negative 9. I'm going to have this on the test for you, right? So you don't have to memorize that, but you do have to know how to use it pretty well. So let's try plugging it in. You can do it along with me. You can do it on your whiteboard desk if you want. So I'm going to say negative 3, that's the opposite of 3, plus, I'm going to put it in here, 3 squared. Another thing, I am not lying, if you did that plus negative 4 thing, I swear to God, you will get them right so much more. I promise, I promise, I promise. There you go. All over 2 times 1. There we go. Anyone, does yours look like mine? And don't let me do this whole problem and you do it wrong. Like, Miss T, you made a mistake in step 1. I hate when you do that. Like, tell me now. Am I okay? Okay, thank God. So let's clean it up, right? If we're doing it on a whiteboard desk, it's so nice to clean up. It's so easy. So the first thing I'm going to clean up, I don't call that 3 squared. I call that 9. Call that 9, yeah? And I don't call that negative 4 times 1 times negative 9. I got a calculator. I'm going to do that, and that's going to be positive 36. Yeah? And I don't call that 2 times 1. I call that 2. Right? I got one last thing to fix. I'm going to fix that 9 times 30, or 9 plus 36. I'm going to call that 45. Is everybody good to that point? Let me make that nice and neat so it looks all pretty. There it is. Love the whiteboard action. Okay. My advice at this point is to remember there are 2 answers, right? There's this one and there's this one. I wait till I do all the cleaning before I do the second one. You know why? Because I'm lazy and I don't want to do all that work twice. Okay? So we're almost done, but I have to see if any of my friends can escape from 45. My jail friends. 9 times 5, 3 times 3. The 3 escapes, 1 dies. So what I'm going to get, if I'm going to do this nicely, I'm going to rewrite this as 3 root 5. And I already know I can use the same thing down here as 3 root 5. Now, I'm going to stop everyone. I want you to put your pencils down for a hot second, and I want you to watch something. I had kids in A period who were doing something, and I want to talk about it real quick, and then we'll come back to this. But a really quick aside, like it'll take me 2 seconds to show you something I'm worried about. I had some kids who were doing this. They would get an answer like this, 3 plus 5 root 2. And they would say, oh, that must be 8 root 2, right? They took the 3 and they took the 5 and they put them together. And let me tell you why you cannot do that. Because what if I had said instead 3 times 5x? Would we have put the 3 and the 5 together? No, right? When we see it like this, it's really obvious. It's like, no, they don't have the same last name. They're not like terms. I can't do anything. I want you to think of an x and a root as the same kind of thing, right? if they don't have the same last name in Numberlandia, they will not combine. They can't combine like terms unless they have the exact same last name. So the reason I bring that up is because I had a lot of people who say, can I put those together? Can I put these together? You cannot, right? Once I get here, I stop. Does that make sense? Here's what's wrong with quadratic equations. They're super unfulfilling, right? I love an answer like this. 5, yay, right? It's like x equals 5. That makes me so happy. This makes me super not happy. I can't check it. I don't know if it's right. For all I know, it's 74 instead. I don't know. And I get that. That's why no one really likes the quadratic formula. It's super unfulfilling. So if you're feeling that way, like a little unsettled, welcome to Algebra 2. So can you try this one on your own? Can you try it with your table mates? Yeah? Maybe write it big on your desk so you can help each other and I can help you. Make it equal 0 first, right? Make it equal 0 first. Lena starting this problem? There she goes. I know, it's like a magical phone around. I will go come around if anyone needs. Oh, I will do a little bit of stuff here. I'm not doing it. I'm just setting you up. La la la. Hey, and you know what's crazy? Even though this is small numbers, it's going to be a hard problem, right? You think I have to do big numbers, and I don't. I'm not even going to do big numbers on the test. Be careful. Your B is -1. -1. Be really careful on that, right?
Are you recording?
Oh, yes, I am. Thank God. Y'all pick your SS for today? Are you stuck in a freshman class with no friends? Just kidding. Here's what's yucky. I can't even check your answer because I have to do it. So I'm going to let you see what you get, look at it, come to each other, then I'll do it with you. This one's got a lot of places where you're going to have to be really, really careful. Okay, you guys ready to watch me do it? See if your answer matches mine? So here's what. -B, this is the first place where a lot of kids make mistakes. -B says the opposite of whatever B is. So if B is -1, you're putting in a +1. Man, that's just a common mistake on the test. Be really careful there. Plus, here we go. Watch what I'm going to do here. Boom. Plus -4 times A times C all over 2 times 2. Okay, next thing I want you to put your phones down and watch me again. Actually, pick your phone up. Pick your phone up and put it in calculator mode. Put it in that calculator mode. Everyone's got it in calculator mode? If you have a squared button on your, if you've turned it sideways and it's calculator mode, I would like you to go, don't just push it exactly what I'm telling you. I think you go 1 negative on your calculator, is that right, on your iPhone? And then hit squared. Like 1 negative and then hit squared. Right? Did you get -1 for an answer? So here's what you got to be really careful on. A lot of calculators will trick you on this. Because what they will do is if you put in -1 squared on your calculator will do this. It will do the order of operations. And it will do the 1 first, and then it will add the negative at the end. Which is why, bless you, you definitely need, if you're using your calculator to do the guts, which is so smart, put that negative guy in a parenthesis, or else your calculator will lie to you. It will give you the answer of like -5, -25, or -16. So you need on your calculator to be smarter than the calculator, right? So put stuff in parentheses and your calculator will never trick you, okay? So I had people in last class kept saying, that's wrong, my calculator is telling me something different. I'm like, yeah, that's you, that's not your calculator. Okay, so this is going to be just 1, right? Here we go, 1. And that's going to be over here, ooh, scary, -8. Does that seem right? Is someone telling me I'm right on that? Yeah? Don't let me do this wrong. I'll be mad. -8. And on the bottom, I have 4. I got 4. Okay. Cleaning up the top a little bit more. I've got -7 in here. Yeah? How am I looking? Everybody okay? I only have a couple more things to do. One is, remember, I have a second answer, right? I always have 2 answers. And there's one other thing. I'm never allowed to have a negative in a square root. So what do I need to make sure I do? Pull out that I. Pull out that I. You guys are fire, man. Boom. That goes away. Boom. That goes away. Yep. How'd you do? Can I see a wiggle of fingers if you got it? Nice, 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 nice. Okay. Deep breath for me, because I'm going to teach you the last thing of this chapter, and it's not going to be your favorite thing in the world. So, here we go. We're going to do this problem, but before I start, I want you to watch another weird Mrs. Tarantino thing. Are you ready? So, I feel like when I do this on the video, this part doesn't show up. So, oh well. I hope who's ever watching. Sorry, people out there watching. Okay. So, watch this real quick. I have 6x plus 4 divided by 2. Does anyone know how oh, you know what, let me backtrack a little bit. Don't like that. I'm going to do this. 5x plus 2 divided by 2. Is this allowed? Am I allowed just to do this? The answer, just 5x. Go. Am I allowed just to do that? I'm not. I'm not allowed to do that. Here's what I need you to know. When we have 2 numbers added, they're like a husband and wife pair. So if I have something like this, 6x plus 4 divided by 2, I can reduce this as long as it goes into this guy, and this guy, and this guy. It's got to be reducible by all 3 of the outside guys. So, in other words, 2 goes into 2 1 time, 2 goes into 6 3 times, and 2 goes into 4 2 times. So our answer would be 3x plus 2, right? The reason I'm saying that is tonight we were going to need to reduce some of our answers, and it's a little weird, okay? So if you've been thinking, I haven't really been listening to Mrs. Tarantino because I have been ignoring you, don't ignore me on this one. You ready? So let's set it up. Let's go. The only weird thing happens at the very end. So it's only at the very, very end. Are you guys ready? So we're doing it together. We got this. Let's start with our A, our B, and our C. Look, it's always equaling 0. We love that. That's so nice and easy. So 2, 2, and -7. Why do they keep interviewing you? What the hell is he say? It's for what? Why do I keep talking to you? Oh, okay. Okay, so here we go. Ready? Everyone's ready. Ooh. -2 plus 2 squared plus -4 times 2 times -7 all over 4. Did I lose anybody? Right now with your partners, I want you to clean up the square root with each other, right? Clean it up. Get it nice and clean. Do me that favor. Just put that whole mess together. Use your calculator. Use your little thinky brain. Whatever you need to do, clean it up, and I'll see if I get the same thing as you, right? I don't like that green pen. 4. Positive 56. Is that positive 56? Yeah? Thank you, I heard that. I appreciate someone telling me that. Okay, let's take a look right here. Is everybody good? Take a look. How does yours look like mine? Right? Are we good? Everyone good? Right? No one's looking at me like, what the holy hell did you get? Okay? Here comes a little bit of our crazy magic here. We're going to go ahead and split this up. You guys ready? I use 6 and I use 10. Right? Is that cool with you guys? I'm going to split this up into 2 and 3. And I'm going to split this guy up into 2 and 5. Do I have any twins? I do. I have a pair of twins right here. Boom, right? So this guy comes out. Here's what I have. He's going to come out, and what's going to be left inside is 15. Are we okay with that? Yeah? So here's what I have. I have negative 2 plus 2 root 15 over 4. Have I freaked anyone out? No? So glad. Thank you, Michaela, for nodding at me. I totally appreciated that. And here's my other one, right? I got 2 of them. And the other one's just going to sit here. Now, normally, I would say, I'm done. And I would high-five myself. I would think, I'm the genius. I'm going to get an A in Algebra 2. I'm going to San Diego State. I'm going to love my life, right? But I'm going to tell you, you're not quite done yet. Because look at the numbers on the outside. This guy, this guy, this guy. Is there a number that would go into each of those evenly? 2 would. Right. So I am going to reduce it. I'm going to say 2 goes into 2 one time, so negative 1, plus 2 goes into 2 one time. Do I care about the weird uncle in jail? I do not. And 2 goes into 4 2 times. That is this guy reduced. Does that make sense? Because I have to reduce the outside. Talk to me.
The 1 square root 15 also 2 square root.
It could be perfect square root 15. That is so good. And as a matter of fact, on my stupid homework, the software will eliminate that one. But here's what's important, Ron. This first one can't reduce. Can't go away. Like this one has to stay. Does that make sense? So for me, excuse me, since sometimes I'm uncertain, I leave them both. Right? So if you're not certain, it's never wrong. I got to do this guy too, right? I got to remember to do him, right? So here's what Rowan was asking. He said, could I get rid of that 1 in front? You could, but you know what? If it just makes you happy, leave it. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. Yeah, that's scary. That's kind of crazy, right? The uncle, you got a weird Uncle 15 in jail. We just don't care about him. He's not out. He's gonna be reducing with us. He feels weird to ignore, but we get to ignore him. You guys ready to try one on your own? Yeah? How about number 4? Number 4 is a pretty tricky one. I think there might be an I in there. I think there might be an I in there. I'm putting it all together. This is everything. This is everything. If you can do this, you got this. This is the hardest one on the test on Tuesday. It might even be this one. I like to keep the number small. Careful with that. Damn, negative 2. Watch your signs on that. Man, that's the place where you get killed. That is the place of death. We've had so many absences in this class today. It's so full. It makes me so happy. I'm just setting it up. I have it down there. So that's 2 plus the square root of negative 2 squared. And if you're thinking, Miss T, why do you show every step? Because if I slow down at all, I mess up because I am careless. So I have to show every step. Get out of here, you. I'll be so happy when today is over. It's like my least favorite lesson of the whole year. It is, and it's just tedious to go through. Like, I have to go through them just the same as you do. Like, a lot of them, like, I could do that in my head. Yeah, I can't do this in my head. Like even last night when I was finding your problems, I like had to do your homework. I did not enjoy that. 4 plus negative 24 over 4. And I'm going to fix that and make that negative 20. Okay, you guys see what you got, and then I'll do it with you. That's where I'm at. I'm going to stop right there and make sure everyone's okay with me. You guys ready? We're gonna bring this baby home. So right away, for me, I know I got that goofy eye there, right? So I yank that guy out. I start there. I'm going to split 20 up into 4 and 5 and 2 and 2. Boom, those come out. So I've got a 2 out there, and sadly, I've got a little 5 left in square root jail. So I'm going to put him right here. Square root jail of 5. Here's what I got. I got to know if there's a number that goes into 2 and 2 and 4. There is. It's 2. So my final answer, let me move this guy, is going to be, oh, get out of here, dude. You're just like bugging the heck out of me. Really? Why? Why are you there? Hold on, I just want to get this guy gone. Get out of here. There he goes. Okay. So here's what I got at the very end. 1 plus 1i root 5 over 2, and 1 minus 1i root 5 over 2. And if you're tricky and you're badass, you could get rid of this guy as well, right, if you want to. Can I see a true wiggle of fingers if you got this? Like, this is hard, this is everything, yeah? No one's like, yeah, no, kinda, Cole, yeah-ish, yeah? We okay, yeah? Talk to me. Nice and loud for me, baby. Oh, so watch this. What if I got 3, ooh, let me get a pen. 3 plus 2i, it's gotta be reducible, sorry. Let me make that 4. 4 plus root 5 over 2, you with me? Watch how nice it is. 2 plus 1. The square just goes away. Okay, last one, best one for you to try. The number 6, we're going to just talk about it. We're not going to actually do number 6. I'm just going to talk about it. You got this, you got this. I'm not even going to walk you through it. I'm just going to put the answer up in a minute. I'm walking around to see how everyone's doing. Well, you got number 5 done? 5 done? 4 done? No, you are. Okay, we'll do it now. Okay, okay. Oh my God, you nerds. Where are you? I'm just No. What did we just talk about then? Numbers on the outside. So you were good. There you go. Yep. Was that the answer? Yeah. Is it 1? Was it 2? Here comes the answer. When you're ready, I'm stealing this from Blaine. If he's lying to you, it's not my fault. 1 plus 2i over 5 and 1 minus 2i over 5, right? 2 answers. How did you do? Did you get them right? Are you okay? Yeah? Anyone need me to help them? I can come by. The last thing I want to talk about is this. We're not going to do this problem, but I want to talk about it. So I have some kids who will say to me, Miss T, I don't want to learn, I'm good at the quadratic formula. I want to do every problem by the quadratic formula. You said we could, and I want to. And if you want to, you're welcome to. So I'm going to talk about a problem that doesn't have a little x guy. Like, what would we do to do them by the quadratic formula. The first thing I want to tell you is this. I would not do this with the quadratic formula. It's a pain in the ass. I would use square roots. That's how I would do it. And tomorrow, we're going to practice that. But for those of you right now, I have kids who are like, yes, sir. It's like, we can't do them all by quadratic formula. Here's what we would do. We're going to get this guy over here. 2x squared minus 8 equals 0. Look, I'm missing the middle guy. So I'm going to put plus 0x there. Does that make sense, right? So if you are one of my crazy fans who only wants to do quadratic formula, you can. If it doesn't have an x guy, put a 0. So A is 2, B is 0, C is negative 8. Would I do it that way? No. But can you? Yes. Your homework is on the backside, and I want you to do at least 3 in class because I want to help you. There are 7 problems. Skip a random problem. Do 6 out of the 7. Do 3 in class right now so I can help you if you need it. My worry is in 2 weeks from now, people are going to start asking me for extra credit. I don't do extra credit, right? So the way to get extra credit is to get a good grade on this test on Tuesday, right? So close, I think it was just, I don't think it was, so here's my one thing I'm saying. You're getting in here. The only thing you need to picture, you're like me. That's all. It's nothing else. It's slowing it, just slowing it down. And it's picture like that. So it will be complex numbers. Like you know that I should pass this back right now. The quizzes that we took, I'll do this tomorrow. We took 2 quizzes. So it's the complex numbers, it's the factoring, it's the solve. That's it. That's it. To be honest, it builds on itself. So if you can do the land stuff, you can do the middle stuff, right? Because I just need you to know how to do that. I don't care. Okay, other side. You can skip one that you like. Something that you're like, I hate you. And just does it. I need you to do 6. Oh, I'm going to check out homework too. Oh my God, it's at my phone. Very nicely done. I think I put it in. Did you see it? Was it in? Tim, I'm going to go fix it. Hey, I'm checking up homework. Remember that? That thing that we did the other day? I think we said the odd ones and one more. Is that what it was?
Which one?
Last night?
Just said 4 of them.
Just 4, yeah. I think it was something like that. It wasn't a lot.
I just do just search there. I just do all these little whiteboard desks and say I get them on the whiteboard
Do
desk.
me a favor, just take a few pictures. Or you know what? As you do it, like say, come look at this. Yeah, I'm cool with that. If you'd rather do these on the whiteboard desk and then just take a picture of them as you do them, and then tomorrow just be like, here, like that works. That totally works for me. Liam was here, Liam was gone. What the heck? Hey, Emerald, put your scoring tape.
Alright, thank you.
I know it's making you look bad, but you're good.
Alright, thank you.
You don't have to thank me for doing my bare minimum of my job. Hey, look at you, nice and done with yoga. Yeah, this could be something you really like. For like, a lot of kids like steps. Fire, woo, nice. Come back, buddy. Full table. Excuse me. Back, fire. Nice, Mama, thank you. There you go. Thank you. Thank you, girl. Awesome. You asked. So we get a chance. And when on there.
I did it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I understand. Wow, look at you. How did you do that? Yeah, and just take it slow. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Make right now, 2 and 3, right? And so I need you to make sure, maybe even get to some of the bottom.
One letter, well.
You're talking about like, well, I mean, like, not even here, no, it's like, 3 was acidic through the only written outside. No, and it all came out. So like, if this was 7, we're gonna be like, no, do it. Number 4. Okay, so, oh shoot, someone else saw my video, damn it! You know how this, quick, put those buttons.
That's the square.